Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to get started here in just a second. As I frequently mention to you, there's a little bit of a delay between when I start and when you actually start seeing this. So I'm going to take a moment, get this out, and that wasn't it. Where are we? There. And then we're going to get started. And there we go. Good morning, chain breakers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, February the 19th, 2020. And this is going to be a fantastic day because that's the day I choose for the way I choose for my day to be. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. I want to welcome you here today. Again, this is going to be a fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be. See, we're talking all week this week about choice. And what I just said, it's going to be a fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be. That's a choice. So you see, we're confronted with a lot of choices every day. We make choices for ourselves and many times for others, other members of our family, other people that we work with, projects that we're working on. We make choices every day. And some of those choices move us closer to our goals. Some move us away from our goals. Some are consistent with being a person of faith or being a person of integrity. And sometimes we make choices for what we choose for the moment, but maybe that doesn't align up with our long-term goals. Good morning, Susan. Glad you're here this morning. But we're always confronted with choice. But today I want to focus in on something in particular because it is the single most important choice that you might make all day long. Well, you will make it. But it is probably or could be the most important choice that you make. Good morning, Babette. Glad you're here this morning. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the attitude that you choose to wake up with every day. It becomes a part of our morning routine. Hey, Nat, glad you're here this morning, my friend. It is the choice of what attitude you're going to choose. Sometimes we automatically put ourselves in that mood. If, for instance, we wake up late, maybe we slept through our alarm, maybe we forgot to set it, maybe we hit that snooze button many times, whatever. But we find that we're put ourselves behind the eight ball in trying to get everything done and get out of the door on time. When that happens, we've chosen an attitude. And when that happens, more than likely, it's not a positive one. But though your first choice, that attitude you choose to accept for the day, how you choose for your day to be, how you choose for you to be reflected into the day, could become the very most important choice because it now sets the framework for your entire day. You see, if we set our mind in a negative direction, right? It's a negative set of mindset. Then we tend to see problems all day long. Never could really get this day going. I was running behind all day long and I just never really seemed to get back in there again. We've already set our mind to see the way it was, the way our day was going to be, that we were always chasing down what we may or may not have been able to accomplish. Hey, Connie, glad you're here. Your desk buddies and all. Glad to see you, Connie. But what I'm talking about is when we have that negative mindset, what we tend to do is we tend to see problems all day long. We tend to have a negative mindset. We have a short attention span because we've set our mind in such a negative frame of mind all day long. But even sometimes when it's neutral, when you have a neutral or a kind of a lackadaisical mindset, or you just kind of go and deal with the day, then you're not fully present. You're not really paying attention to what's going on. And when that happens, you can miss some of the most wonderful things that life has to bring you for the day. You can, now, the negatives always seem to slap us upside the face and grab our attention, but the positive ones can get missed because we tend to not focus on them because we're not fully present. But when we choose to accept that positive mindset, it can totally change our entire outlook for the day. We notice that the sun is up bright and early. We notice how the weather is affecting us for the day. We tend to walk with a little more pep in our step. We tend to say hi to other people before they say hi to us, or good morning, right? We tend to be positive in our interactions with others. When we have that positive mindset, we also tend to see the positive in the day. And when you see the positive in the day, you also see opportunities when they come. And those opportunities can open up vast potential for you that you might otherwise have missed. Others that I'm talking about that have jumped in, hey, Kim Cardwell, Jeff Baker, glad you're here this morning. You see, those positive mindset, that positive frame of mind can absolutely affect who you are, what you notice, what you take advantage of, and the way you move through your day. There's another thing I can absolutely tell you without question. If you're in management or if you're in sales, you will have a much more successful day when you have that positive mindset. Because here's what happens. People enjoy spending time with you or interacting with you when you're upbeat and positive. When you're negative, when you nitpick, when you find the problems with the day, then that tends to be the focus too, and others also pick up on that. As an employee of a manager or as an employee of an organization, you can also set yourself up for positive forward movement within the organization because your management tends to notice you and recognize you more often because you tend to carry a glow or carry that positive mindset or frame of mind with you that they want as part of the organization. Absolutely, Laura, I would always rather have you better late than never. I'm glad you're here. Laura is still one of the most regular people we have every single show, and I'm glad to have you, Laura. You see, those positive mindsets also have the ability or give us the ability to speak life into others, to be able to give a positive compliment, a positive note, an uplifting note that could absolutely make a difference in somebody's day. There's another thing I want to tell you about being able to speak into somebody's life, being able to give a positive note or an uplifting message. And here's what it is. It takes very little effort. And it takes just a moment of your time to be able to do that. But to the person that really needed that message or really needed to hear it, it can not only last them all day long, it might last them all week long and could very likely be the thing that they needed to make a dramatic change in their life. And it all comes in something that you said that you don't even realize how powerful it was. Years ago, I know of somebody that had a person came up to them. They didn't even realize they'd ever seen this person before. They happened to have been in a group meeting years before. And something this person said to them touched them in such a way that now this person came back to them years later, reached out, shook their hand, and handed them something. It was a bullet. And they wanted them to have that bullet because that was the bullet that was in the gun that they were ready to take their own life with immediately after that meeting. You see, their life had been going in such a negative direction that they had literally given up hope. But something this person said in that meeting gave them their hope back. It made every difference in the world to them, what was said, and totally turned their life around to where they not only chose to not commit suicide, they turned around and made a success for themselves and for their family. And they were so grateful that he wanted to come back and give this person that bullet. The person had no idea who the other person was, had no idea what was said or even what meeting it was. It was that inconsequential to them, but meant so much to the person that received the message. You never know what effect you might have on somebody. You never know. As Christians, we never know how you might speak into somebody's life today that could make a dramatic impact on hundreds, if not thousands upon thousands of people down the road. A simple speak into somebody's life, a positive, uplifting message, could be the very thing that absolutely launches the career of the next Billy Graham. You never know what impact you might make. Choose positivity today as you move forward. Choose what is going to happen in your life. Choose the way your day is going to be and speak that same positivity into somebody else's life. You never know what ultimate effect it might have. My friends, you are powerful beyond all measure, beyond all capability. The opportunities you have confronting you today are being manifested in such a way that it can make an absolute difference, not only in your lives, but in the lives of others. You have a destiny to fulfill today, and it's up to you to choose whether you're going to accept the attitude that drives you toward that destiny or keeps you from ever even noticing it was there. It's a choice. Make that choice today, my friends. Be one that absolutely makes a difference in somebody else's life. I want to say hi to a few more people that jumped in before I wrap this up. Terry LaPierre, I'm glad you joined in this morning. Tom Chavez, my friend, it's good. Tom was a regular viewer early on in this whole thing, and then I don't know if he dropped away for a while or if I just didn't see his name, but he seems to have been back a lot more regular. Tom, I'm glad to have you here. Susan Brierly, I'm glad you're here as well. And Jeff Baker, absolutely, positivity is contagious. Let's go infect somebody with it today. Let's make this a memorable day and be memorable yourself. Hi, I'm Brad Smith, your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live. We're here Monday through Friday at 7:30 Eastern Time every single weekday. Come on and join us tomorrow live. If you have trouble seeing us live, you can catch us on replay. You can find us on my YouTube channel, Chainbreakers 365. Do me a favor, go in there, subscribe to that channel. Spread this word out for all these people that are not on Facebook, and there's a lot of people that aren't. So be sure to speak into those lives. And if you still have trouble finding it, go to my website, chainbreakers365.com, where you can find them there. Hey, Denny Druce, brand new name. Glad you got here, my friend. Glad you jumped in. I'm glad. Thank you. He said it hit deep for him today. I'm glad this made an impact. I hope it really did, Danny. Go out, make an impact on somebody else's life. Connie, thank you very much. Hey, you know what? All those dust bunnies, they're not paying your rent. Get rid of them today. Thanks so much, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow for 3